Hey guys, and welcome to my 34-week bump date. Okay, couple things. First off, Brian got me this little microphone for Christmas. It's the first time I'm using it. I think it's kind of silly looking, but at the same time, you guys can hear me so good, right? I think it sounds great. Second, it has been so hard to actually nail down this bump date. I've tried for like 3 or 4 days now. And it's just been one thing after another. In fact, today I finally was like, today's the day I'm going to do it. I put her down for a nap. And as soon as I got this all set up, she was like, Mom, I'm up. So Brielle's here. We've got a puppy sleeping. Actually have Miss Rachel on just to distract her. Hopefully you guys can't hear her. But hopefully Brielle will be able to hang for a little bit during this little bump date. So let's get started. So first off, I do have a Q&A that I'm going to be doing with you guys. I asked you guys to send me questions over on my Instagram. So if you're not following me over there, I do like to do Q&As every once in a while. And I got tons of questions because I imagine people have questions. It's been a while since I've talked about my pregnancy. Woo! And she getting big. She is getting big, that's for sure. So I'm going to answer all your guys' questions at the end, and I'm just going to kind of go through a quick little update on how I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So first off, and little interesting facts, since the last time I did a bump date, which I think was around like the 27 mark, a lot of things have changed. So I did my anatomy scan and everything came back clear, but at one of my last appointments, they told me, oh, his kidneys look a little bit enlarged, which that has happened with, I think, both the boys. Oh, are you done? I had to go back for a follow-up. Kind of a common thing that happens, especially in boys, I believe. But they've already reversed themselves. They're fixed. They were just like slightly dilated, a little bit enlarged, and now they're fine. So overall, pregnancy is just going really well. Baby boy is getting big, as you can see. I think he's already measuring almost 5 pounds at 34 weeks. So he's getting big. I can definitely feel it. So let's go into how I'm feeling, because the last time I did a bump date, I was like, I feel so good. I'm in the 3rd trimester and I just feel great. I would say about maybe 2 weeks ago, I started feeling pregnant. I think it's really awesome that I was able to go this far without having like any issues. But now it's all hitting me now. So first thing is acid reflux. I've had progressively worse acid reflux with every pregnancy, and this has been by far the worst acid reflux that I've ever had. It has woken me up. It's made me throw up. It's like in my mouth. It is just, it's awful. And I've never taken anything for acid reflux, but this time I am actually scared to death for it to get as bad as it did one night. And so I almost take something almost every night. And so it's just so bad. I'm hoping that means for a full head of hair, but the acid reflux really has made sleeping even more difficult, which is my next thing. Sleeping is already difficult, so when you throw in acid reflux into it, you're just like not a happy camper. I would say the hardest part with sleeping now is my hips. I've always complained about hip pain during my pregnancies. And I think Ollie's was pretty bad, Finn's was really bad, and I remember Brielle being really bad, but I also remember it hitting me much earlier on, like in the 20-week mark area. And I just started getting the hip pain, but man, they burn. They will burn all night long. I'm switching back and forth, trying to like ease up on no hip pain or like no hip pressure. Trying to sleep like almost on the side of my back. But hip pain just seems to be inevitable with me. I've done so many things to try to fix it, massages, chiropractor. It just seems to come with it. As soon as I have this baby, the hip pain goes away, which is nice. But hip pain can really make sleeping very difficult. And then even after I wake up, I'm like trying to stretch it out. I can still feel it even right now. I'm also having more back pain, like lower back pain, which I kind of think is connected to the hip pain. So I just think, I'm 34 weeks. It's bound to happen. You're going to have pain. I'm definitely feeling like the overall just really large and exhausted. I feel like I got to this point a little bit later with Brielle, and so it's kind of hard for me to be like, I'm already so done, especially because this could be my last pregnancy, and I don't want to go out feeling like I was so over it. I want to just enjoy it, but there's a part of me that's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this for another week, but of course I can. So yeah, overall, the pregnancy is going really well. And then all these things are just really normal, especially when you hit that third trimester. I would say the hardest thing right now that I'm dealing with is extreme exhaustion, which is normal in your third trimester, but I can tell it's a little bit extra, and I think it's because I'm definitely low on iron. I'm obsessed with ice right now, which only happens when I'm low on iron and only happens in my pregnancy, but all I want to do all day long is just like crunch on ice all day long. So I know my iron's low. I'm trying to get it built back up, but I know that's definitely causing even more exhaustion. When you don't have iron, your body just starts to feel really sluggish, and that's how I'm feeling for sure. Real quick, let's just give it up for Brielle. Brielle, you're doing so good. She is here, but she's being so good and so quiet. So all right, so let's move on to the Q&A portion of this video, because I know there is so many questions. I have not done a lot of bump dates. I think I even saw it's either a question or I saw a comment that was like, I feel like with every child you get less and less bump dates, and that is correct. With Ollie, we did weekly bump dates because I had nothing else to do. And with Finn, I think I did like every other week. With Brielle, I did monthly, and this one has just been like, oh my gosh, has it been 3 months? So it just happens. The more kids you have, the less time you have. I'm also homeschooling, so my mornings are usually consist of waking up, getting everyone breakfast, cleaning up the house, doing our homeschool, and by the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. Okay, so first question comes from, I have her question up here. First question comes from Mama and her tribe, and she said, are you still nursing? I am still nursing. I'm nursing Brielle just like once or twice a day. It's very little. It's not to sleep, which I'm really thankful for. It's kind of just like a comfort thing, and I'm kind of curious to keep doing it and see what happens. Once I have the baby, should I tandem nurse? I think it would not be too hard for me to just cut out nursing altogether if I needed to. But it's kind of fun. It's a really fun like bonding thing with me and Brielle. And so I'm kind of curious to keep it. But we'll see. It might just be like, nope, that's not going to work. You can't nurse anymore. So we'll see. All right, next question is from Claudia. She said, how has this pregnancy been different? How's it been the same? I would say every pregnancy has been very, very different for me. In fact, I would say Ollie's was the most difficult, not just even emotionally, because obviously I had just gone through a traumatic experience with losing a 20-week pregnancy. And so Ollie was definitely emotionally draining, but also very physically draining. I feel like it stretched my body the hardest and the most. I had a lot of weird pains with that one. Finn was a little bit less emotionally draining, and physically it really wasn't as bad. I remember Brielle being very easy pregnancy. Everyone's just been different, and it's different because of the amount of children you have. So obviously, again, with Ollie, I had no kids. Finn, I had a toddler. Brielle, I had 2 older boys who were so helpful, and I could nap and sleep and relax. I mean, that was definitely my favorite pregnancy for sure. And then this one has been wild to say the least. I am chasing a toddler all day, putting her down. I'm like carrying her. She's sitting on top of my belly. I'm like, oh my gosh, this hurts. So every pregnancy has been very, very different, and just an interesting experience. All right, next question is hardest transition so far: 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. And she says 0 to 1 was so hard for me. I would say actually 1 to 2 was the hardest, and it's probably why we waited so long to have another kid, a Brielle, because I think 1 to 2 was like, okay, this is really hard. How are we going to handle 3? But 3 ends up being probably one of the easiest for us. So, yeah, I would say Finn was the funnest transition. Sunshine Life asked, what has been your pregnancy craving this pregnancy, and do you want more babies? I haven't had a ton of cravings, actually. I don't think I've ever had like a huge weird craving. Right now it's just ice, which we all know that's because I am anemic. So ice is probably my biggest craving, but other than that, I always have just kind of a sweet tooth for like cake and cookies and stuff like that. But nothing crazy, nothing weird. And do I want more babies in the future? Such a good question. I think there's some more questions regarding this. It's definitely a tough answer for me. We love our kids and we love our babies and we would love to have more, but I don't know if I can do any more. I think with my C-sections, I feel like I'm at my maximum. With my age, I'm at my maximum. Our house is at its maximum. Financially, I feel like I'm at my maximum. So I think overall 4 might be a good number to stop at. But it's a kind of an emotional and tough question for me to answer. I don't have a solid one for you yet. All right, C. Taylor asked, will you do a name reveal? Oh my gosh. Will I do a name reveal? That would depend on whether I had a name. We have been struggling with this baby boy's name. We have thought we had it for a while. In fact, I left a little bit of a teaser one time in our vlog. Everyone thought that's it. That's his name. And we thought it was his name for like a couple weeks. And we've had a couple. In fact, this is the first pregnancy that after he is born and we know his name, I am going to do a names we loved but didn't choose, because there's quite a few of them that we have almost said, that's it. And then it doesn't ever stick. But we are this close. I think we've finally nailed it down to at least his first name, and we're just trying to figure out his middle name, but that's exciting. I don't know when we will do the name reveal because we're already at 34 weeks and we're not even 100%. And I don't want to do a name reveal until we're like 100%. So will it be before or after he's born? I'm not sure. But as soon as we have a solid one, I'm going to let you guys know. But hi, Brielle's here. Say hi. She asked, how did you get over the fear of repeat C-section? Oh my goodness. I've never had a big fear of repeat C-sections until this one. And I'd say I'm still like really nervous about it, especially being so soon after having Brielle. That was definitely not part of my plan. I had a C-section with her, 18 months ago, and it feels a little bit... No, Mama's got to do it. It feels really scary to go in for another one so soon, especially at my age and stuff, but I really trust my doctors. I'm excited to have this baby and just get it over with. So yeah. All right, Amy asked, how do you think Brielle will be with the baby? I think she's going to be really good. I'm curious if she's going to have any jealousy. I don't think she will. I feel like Ollie really struggled with a baby, but it was definitely a very different kid than Brielle, and I think she's going to love it. I actually think she's going to really, really enjoy having a baby brother, and I think it'll be a little bit of a transition still, but I'm excited. Bubba Bella Mama asked, what is different raising a girl than the boys? It has been surprisingly very different. I had no idea how different it would feel and how different it would be. The boys were just always wild, always on the go, always needed so much like attention and like hands-on, making sure they don't like jump off the couch onto like a pile of sticks or something. She is really, really good. She sits and plays. She'll sit and look at books. Overall, just like really inquisitive and wanting to learn. Whereas the boys, if you ever tried to like teach them something, they're like, nope, peace, bye, I gotta go play. I think boys just tend to have a lot more like energy, or like something about them that's just like not into that. And at least for Brielle, it's just been so fun and so different. All right, Galago asks, also, can you go more in depth of how you sleep train Brielle? I have an 11-month-old. So this is a hard one. I feel like this probably deserves its own video, so maybe I will go into it. I did download Taking Care of Babies, which is like a sleep training method. She overall is just, like I said, just like, I think she's somewhat of an easier baby. So you have to throw that into the equation. Really implemented early sleeping habits to help her transition when it was time. So no, I never did the cry it out method where she was like crying forever, but there were times where she would cry for maybe like 5 minutes and then I would go in there, and she just caught on really quick. So it was not a hard transition. It was really, really helpful for her and me. We're both happier. And as soon as I cut out night nursing, which I thought was going to be impossible, but as soon as I did, she slept through the night. So that has been a game changer. All right, Roro asked, are you worried about the age gap between Brielle and baby boy? I'm not worried for them. I think they are going to be super bonded. Bless you. I think they're going to be besties. I think it's going to be really cute. Am I worried about it for me? Yeah. I think it's going to be hard, especially with 2 babies and diapers. And 2 babies just means more work. So bedtime, I am worried. I'm definitely worried. But I think it's going to be okay. I have a really awesome husband who is here and available. I'm not on my own. I have amazing parents who are also here when we need them. So I'm really not too worried. Okay, next question is from Beyond Amelia Scale. There we go. Beyond Amelia Scale. Now that you'll have 4 kiddos, what's your advice for someone thinking about starting a family? You have an awesome partner. If you can financially afford it and you got places to put those babies, it is one of the most rewarding things, and go for it. I think my biggest regret is waiting so long between Finn and Brielle, although the age gap is amazing and he's the best big brother. They both are such good big brothers to their baby sister. And it's so much fun. But gosh, I do wish I had kind of squished them up a little bit more. That way maybe I could have had another one. But yeah, go for it. You can go for it. Sarah Grace asked, what is it like being pregnant while also having a toddler? Well, let's just say I'm sitting here filming a bump date that I have not had time to do at all, and she's standing right here next to me like, what are we doing, Mom? It's been difficult. It's been hard. You know, it's just like the up and down, constantly getting up and down off the couch, grabbing her, doing this and that has made it harder, but it's okay. Kayla Martinez asked, what unknown are you the most excited about / nervous about? So I'm most excited about like their relationship. So baby boy and Brielle's relationship. I think that's going to be so cute and so fun to like nurture and take care of. Are you okay? The thing I'm most nervous about is always the same thing. It's their sleep. Luckily, I think I have pretty good like sleep tactics, and overall I've never had a traumatic experience with like difficult babies at night or sleeping. But like, gosh, when your baby sleeps, it changes your entire experience as a mother, and when your baby doesn't sleep, it's hard. So that's always what I'm nervous about. You never know what you're gonna get. You could get a baby that is just so hard to put down, and that just changes everything. It like weighs on your body, your mind, everything. And so that is always what I'm nervous about. I'm just like, I never know what I'm gonna get. Naomi asks, are you gonna co-sleep with this baby or in a crib? So I always tend to co-sleep-ish for the first few months. We will have a bassinet in my bedroom for a few months, and then we'll transition to the crib. One of the final questions is from Beth Grace. Do you think this will be your last pregnancy? And if so, how do you feel about it? I do think this is my last pregnancy. I am still debating if I'm going to actually tie my tubes, because I am going to be doing a C-section, so it's really easy to just go in there and do that. I'm scared though. I'm scared to make that final, like, we're done, but I feel like we're done. And I'm also kind of scared of like possible outcomes. So if anyone has ever had their tubes tied, please tell me your experience, because I am kind of scared to do it, but I feel like I should. I feel like it would be so smart to just take care of it and not have to worry about it. I think that is it for questions. This was quite a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think there's a few of those questions that if you want me to go in depth about, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll make some videos. I think Brielle is about done too. I'm going to show you a quick bump. Here we go. This is it with my shirt. I'm getting big. This feels like with Brielle, I was like 38 weeks. So I think this belly is huge. Huge. I'm like on my tippy toes. What did you guys think of this whole microphone thing? And there is the belly. 34 weeks. He's getting so big. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kind of interesting with the little microphone. Hopefully it lasted. But anyways, I'm going to end it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!